Hi, this is Jessie Dancy, and this tutorial will show you how to add multiple profiles on Google Chrome on your Mac or Windows computer. Here we are. You can see we're on the desktop of my Mac computer, and the first thing we want to do is open Google Chrome. Now, if you haven't yet installed Google Chrome, you'll need to download that first. You just search for it using Safari or Internet Explorer or Edge and install it. We highly recommend that students working from home use the Google Chrome browser because it's compatible with the G Suite for Education apps that students use. So it is the best way. You'll get the least number of errors and the most capability using the Chrome browser. So as you can see, I just clicked open the Chrome browser, and I just want to point out a few things. This is very handy, the apps button over here. This will link students to the Google apps that we use most frequently in school. I do want to briefly note that when students access YouTube through the Chrome browser, when they're logged in with their school accounts, that they will only access a restricted version of YouTube that includes specifically approved videos and does not make comments or promotional materials available to them. Also, there's a bookmarks bar at schools. When students are using computers, we often have them set certain bookmarks that they'll need, so that's also very handy. And there's extensions also that are pushed out by the district, like Read and Write for Google, which will add capacity and help students access the internet. So I would highly recommend that students sign in to the Chrome browser. As you can see here, once you're signed in, this icon in the very top of your browser next to the extensions, usually it has an initial, or if a profile image has been set, it'll be a picture. And this right here tells you who is signed into the browser. And this says chat student is the name, and then it gives us the username associated with that user, chatstu@student.mamkschools.org. And finally, we want to see that sync is on. This means that it's pushing out all of the settings that the district has set for students onto the browser. So that's what you want to check for. Now, a lot of times people look over here at this name down here, and that is different. So make sure you're looking at the very top of the browser to see which profile is set for Chrome. Now, if this is another user, say like the parent's personal Gmail or work Gmail account or another child, the solution here is to add a profile, and that's what I want to show you how to do. So up here you click again the profile button, and then you press the button add. It'll ask you what you want to name this person, so give it a name that you will recognize. You can also set an image, and here you want to choose already a Chrome user because all of our students are already Chrome users. I'm just going to use a generic account here for the sake of this tutorial, but all student usernames end with this domain @student.mamkschools.org, so you want to always double check that. It's very long. It will ask you for the password. This you can get from your child's teacher, or it can always be reset by our lab TAs. There's one for each school that you can reach out to. This is the first pop-up when you sign in and you add a profile. It will ask you, it'll let you know that this is in a managed account and ask you if you want to link data. So you definitely do. This will allow all our management processes to push out. And here it just asks you basically a second time, and you say yes that you want to sync. So let's just see. It will load up that profile. And now we see when we click this profile button, we have a different initial, and it says kid2 at the top. It gives us the M, and it shows us the username that is now signed in. So now say this is your kid number 2 and kid number 1 wants to do their work. It's very easy down here. You just press their name, and now they have their own separate browser. So this is a much easier way to keep everyone's information separate and allow, so you get less errors when you try to access things. So here we are on student Kid 2. When we hit the apps button, we can hit Google Classroom. And you can see all the Google Classrooms that this child is associated with. Now, if the other student, let's go back to chat, we hit Google Classroom. Here are the Google Classrooms that this child is associated with. If you had your own account, you could also add that to keep your information separate from your child's. This makes it a lot easier when clicking links because it will always default to whoever the profile's account is. So even if you add down here, as I was saying, you could add another account. You don't want to do that in down here. You always want to make sure you're adding a separate profile to your Chrome browser rather than signing in multiple users on one profile. Okay, well, that is about it. I hope that this has helped you be a little bit more efficient with the Chrome browser, and please reach out if you have more questions or problems. Thank you.